In our previous exploration of Red Dead Redemption 2's intricate systems, we marveled at the stunning volumetric cloud system. Today we shift our gaze back to terra firma to delve into another cutting-edge feature of this game, its terrain. Creating convincing terrain is no small feat, second to crafting believable-looking water. Terrain rendering involves a myriad of considerations, from preventing repetitive textures, ensuring proper optimization to avoid taxing the system excessively and causing performance hiccups, to many other factors. Rockstar left no stone unturned when crafting the terrain system. It's so sophisticated, in fact, that it goes toe-to-toe with terrain systems found in many titles powered by the Frostbite engine, such as Star Wars Battlefront and the Battlefield series. Let's now uncover a couple of the techniques that elevate this terrain to such impressive heights. The first technique is parallax occlusion mapping, which in essence is just shader magic. Specifically, it's a shader that gives flat surfaces an illusion of depth, a 3D facelift without the heavy lifting of actual 3D. Let's dive into a live example. Tag along as we journey to the train tracks. Observe how the pedals and the wooden ties boast a 3D appearance as we circle them. Yet, when we cut through the surface, you can see it's all a clever deception. If these elements were genuinely 3D, the ground wouldn't have this straight flat edge. Parallax occlusion mapping is a common thread throughout the terrain, instilling it with an uncanny lifelike depth. It's also not exclusive to landscapes. You'll find it lending depth to non-terrain elements too, like roof shingles and rock meshes. Terrain mesh blending is another key player in the remarkable terrain system of RDR2. This technique is challenging to implement, but its visual impact is beyond compare. To illustrate, let's consider a rock in this random Unreal 5 project. If we push it into the ground, the point where the rock and earth meet creates a harsh, unattractive line. However, with mesh blending in action, we witness a smooth, almost invisible transition between the ground and the rock. Red Dead Redemption 2 makes extensive use of terrain mesh blending, particularly for its large rock formations. The effect helps the rocks integrate into the environment more naturally, enhancing the overall realism. The final aspect I'm going to delve into is the system of dynamic deformation. This is an intricate feature where substances like snow or deep mud react and change shape in response to any contact. This fascinating detail can be observed in Red Dead's northern snowy mountains and in the swampy bayous of Lemoyne. There's another variant of deformation that is prevalent across the rest of the game world, but it's not exactly three-dimensional. To illustrate this, let's teleport to Valentine. Here you'll notice the remnants of carriages in the form of muddy trails, as well as the impressions left by humans and horses. This variation of deformation doesn't alter the 3D structure of the terrain. Rather, it's a dynamic height map at work. Using some shader wizardry, it modifies the surface appearance without needing to change the actual terrain geometry. The system also utilizes parallax occlusion mapping to achieve that fake depth we discussed earlier. The entire expanse of Red Dead Redemption 2's terrain relies on these height maps. They're partitioned into grid sections that seamlessly integrate with each other. As a result, when a carriage trail hits the edge of one grid, it effortlessly continues into the next one. Moreover, these trails can collect rainwater and factor in any puddles they encounter, adding a touch of realism to the game's world. One aspect that truly stands out is the realistic impact of objects and creatures on the terrain. Observe as I pull this unfortunate fellow through the mire. Notice the vivid streaks and smears imprinted on the terrain. It's a level of detail that's hard to find anywhere else. In fact, I struggle to name any game out there that achieves this kind of realism, at least to this degree. Highly detailed terrain systems like this one aren't a common thing in the gaming industry, which further cements Rockstar's unique position in the market. This is a clear demonstration of Rockstar's commitment to quality. It appears that every team involved, from environment artists and engine programmers to technical artists, narrative designers, sound designers, and so on, all share this unwavering dedication to detail and excellence. Thanks for tuning in, guys, and make sure to accompany me on our next exploration, where we'll dive, no pun intended, into the remarkable water system in Red Dead Redemption 2. Commander out.